what would an aggressive offseason have looked like in your eyes?
I feel like this, to me, if you had said to yourself, we're all in on Trey Lance. We are all freaking in, Grant. Like, we're going to do everything we can to make his first season as a starter the best season possible. You would have just gotten rid of Jimmy, right? The asset, great. If you could have gotten a third for him, great. But I think you would have looked at just dump him. Just get the salary off. You take a fourth, you take a fifth, get the first quarterback chair filled with Jimmy so that it wasn't one of these other quarterbacks. And in order to do that, you would have needed to drastically slash your price. Because I think that's what prevented teams from acting quickly. That and obviously the shoulder surgery. You needed to have a fire sale on Jimmy Garoppolo and get that off the books. And then you could have turned around and immediately spent that money on impact players. You could have focused entirely on the defense to take the pressure completely off of Trey Lance, built a defense that is capable of dominating teams, dominating the opposition, such that Trey Lance just needs to have an average season while he gets his feet underneath him. You could have added Tyrann Mathieu, Stephon Gilmore, Bobby Wagner. I think with $25 million, you could have landed those three free agents in addition to Charvarius Ward and the investments in special teams. And you can't tell me with a straight face that if you add Honey Badger, Stephon Gilmore in the nickel, and Bobby Wagner to our already elite defense, and then invested more in the draft, that we would not have one of, if not the best defenses in the league.
Or they could have added more to the offense than Ray McCloud.
Right.
I mean, frankly, like, you're bringing in a new quarterback. He's young. He hasn't played much in college, high school. Usually what you want to do is surround him with as many good players as possible. You could have kept Laken Tomlinson.
Yeah.
Or you could have upgraded.
Right.
You could have kept Tom Compton, or you could have upgraded. You could have kept Raheem Mostert, or you could have upgraded. Like, those would have been moves that would have been real reasonable, and they would have set up Trey Lance for success. I think a lot of people say like, well, there's nothing the Niners wanted to do that Jimmy Garoppolo prevented them from doing. Well, fine. I don't know what they wanted to do. All I know is they have about the sixth or seventh best odds to win the Super Bowl right now. Had they done what you said, gotten rid of Jimmy Garoppolo day one and put that money into winning this season, they could have significantly raised their odds for a Super Bowl, even with an unproven quarterback. I think they could have been at 2 or 3. But the Niners were the ones that balked at their own quarterback. I mean, the Chiefs didn't balk. They saw one game of Patrick Mahomes, which wasn't even the greatest game ever, and they were like, boom, that's enough. We're getting rid of Alex Smith day one. I don't know. That's what an aggressive offseason looked like.
It would have been. I mean, there are players out there. Allen Robinson is one that would have been a great big body target to get for Trey Lance. Instead, he goes down to the Rams, who are still spending big, right? Like,
now, I will say, I think Charvarius Ward matches up well with Allen Robinson, but the Niners still can't cover Cooper Kupp.
I do. I love the Charvarius Ward addition. Let me be clear that I'm not one of those fans that says, hey, the 49ers have really screwed the pooch on this offseason. I am irritated that we have dropped the ball when it comes to trading Jimmy Garoppolo. That to me feels like a foundational failure within the organization that deserves a little bit of heat. I'm not going to be calling for John Lynch to be fired. I'm not going to be calling for Kyle Shanahan's head, at least not at the moment. I would need far worse outcomes to get to that point. But I think it's very fair to be critical of their stance because it seemed clear as day to me, to the fan base, to every team in the NFL that they wanted to get rid of Jimmy Garoppolo. So when that's the case, when you want to move on and you fail to do so, and now it appears that you're having to pivot to the point of threatening to keep the man on your roster for 2022, that's just wild.
Yeah, you said like you're not calling for John Lynch or Kyle Shanahan's jobs. Me neither. I have in the past, but not. And I think to me, this is what's going on this offseason is it's a symptom of the tone that Jed York is setting. If Jed York was really upset the way we would think Eddie DeBartolo would be after like a missed opportunity like that, the Niners, he could say, hey, we got to win now. But Jed all offseason has been saying, hey, we could have missed the playoffs. We could have easily gone to the Super Bowl. We're going to keep doing business as usual. I love the culture here. I love the guys here. I mean, he recently gave Kyle Shanahan a 6-year extension. So he's cool. He's happy. The people underneath him, Kyle and John, have job security.
Right.
I just don't see, like, I feel like Niner fans are used to that 1980s, 1990s urgency from Eddie DeBartolo. That's not how this group works. They just went to the NFC Championship game. Everyone signed until forever. So they're like, let's just keep doing what we do. That's their attitude.
And in fairness, you know, I mean, Jed did burn his hand on the stove in reacting too quickly to the Harbaugh fall off, right? To that conundrum. He reacted quickly, and he reacted wrongly in that situation. So this is him doing the opposite of that. And to me, I mean, right now, I'm comfortable with that idea that he is being prudent, hands off, and allowing things to unfold for Kyle Shanahan and John Lynch. I think that's a reasonable strategy from an owner.
Yeah. Jed York. I don't know. What did I want to say about him before we move? I guess we should just leave him alone at this point. He's doing the best he can.
I do agree with you, though, on the 6-year extension. I mean, if we're talking about, like, if we're talking about are the past couple of off seasons a direct result of Shanahan's 6-year extension, if that's the topic, yes, I believe absolutely that it's the job security that allows him to be as conservative as he's being right now.
And I feel like I love that you brought up the Jim Harbaugh thing. That's what I wanted to talk about. So a lot of people feel like, well, Jed learned his lesson. Jed tried to be like Eddie. Jed tried to, set a hard standard. We only win Super Bowls. He ran off Jim Harbaugh. And then he's learned his lesson, and that's why he's been so patient with Kyle. It's either that or the fact that Harbaugh never wanted to be Jed's friend. Never even pretended.
Ooh.
It's like, dude, leave me alone. You're a loser. I don't want to be in the same room as you. I will give you the minimum politeness, but essentially this is my team. You need me. Back off. And I think Jed's whole thing is, no, this is my team. My parents gave it to me. I want to run this team. Okay. And I feel like Kyle and John just do way better job of pretending they're friends with him. Like, hey, you want to go out to dinner? Okay. Like, we could do it one time and let's take some pictures. So prove it happened. Like, I think they're just so much savvier, whereas like Jim Harbaugh just couldn't freaking fake it.
Yeah.
They include Jed. Jed feels like he's cool. Oh my God. John Lynch and Kyle Shanahan like me.
They come over to my house for dinner?
Yeah. First of all, no, they don't. Second of all, they're really good at making you think they do. And I think they're just way more savvy. Harbaugh didn't have time for that. Harbaugh is not subtle.
No, Harbaugh is not subtle, and he didn't care. I mean, if you reverse this, if you take the case of Matt Rule right now, you're looking at someone who does not have that comfortable nature in his job security, right? I mean, he is on the hot seat, and he's potentially the last target to make the trade for Jimmy Garoppolo, right? The hope is the heat underneath his butt gets hot enough that he's like, Jimmy G, you're my man.
That's a different level of desperation. Mike 209 says Niners might have free agent PTSD. For every D Sanders, there are Nate Clements and D Ford. You know, the Niners, I mean, they made some all-in aggressive moves in 2019, coming off 2 straight playoff misses. I'm telling when they get desperate, they will make moves, but coming off a Super Bowl, NFC Championship appearance, it seems like they're thinking, we got this. We're good.
Yeah, maintain.
We just need better luck. Jimmy Garoppolo and you're smart. They knew there was no trade value, so they kept $26 million and surgery. Do you think he's going to get that $27 million this year? Jimmy.
I am foolish enough to believe that he still gets traded, Grant. I still believe that there will come a team that pays more than they should and, yes, takes on that salary.
You know what team I think that'll be? The 49ers.
Ooh.
Mark
unexpected turn.
Adam you guys are doing this. Okay, so this dude paid $10 to do an April Fool's joke.
Gotta love it.
Adam Schefter to the Panthers, true or false? Thanks, Mark. Good try. Lynch, Kyle thrown in the towel after the Rams Super Bowl and moves. Have they thrown in the towel? No, I really feel like ever since Kyle and John got those extensions, they've been planning for 2023 for some reason. That's their year. They're like, oh, we got 6-year extensions? Okay. We are now on the 4-year plan. Let's not rush it. Like, that's Jed's fault.
There's not enough pressure